Imagine that before every week began, you could already predetermine that, let's say you want to trade GBPUSD, you're thinking, okay, from this outlook, I can already tell that GBPUSD will be very bullish this week. Or you can also tell that, let's say NZDUSD, gold or oil, whatever currency pair you want to trade, you can already predetermine that this currency pair that I'm about to trade for this week, I'm going to be very bullish bias or I'm going to be very bearish bias, right? Now let's think about it. When you look at a candlestick, we already predetermined that every candlestick tells a particular duration in which it represents. So if you're looking at the 1 minute time frame candles, it means that every candle that is displayed there is telling what the market is doing in a particular moment on the minute time frame. And then if you're looking at the 5 minute, if you're looking at the 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, right? So it's basically representing what the market did in that particular duration. But have you thought about what the market really looks like on a daily time frame? Let's think about it this way. If you see the candlestick on a daily time frame, it only means one thing. It means what the market did in that particular day, right? So basically, if you see the market become bullish candle for today, Monday, it means that for the whole day Monday, the market literally overall went bullish. If you see the market bearish on a Tuesday, basically what it means is that the market was bearish for Tuesday. Now, thinking about this, I want to now show you something amazing, something insane that is going to be a game changer. I've given a little bit of a glimpse about this type of topic in the past, which most people perhaps did not really take it as serious as they need to. But today I'm going to do a recap of it, which is going to be a mind-blowing topic. So today I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to determine where the market is going for a particular week. Let's get right into the chart and let me explain this to you. So guys, if you're looking at the chart, you're basically looking at me already in the weekly time frame. Now remember the logic that I literally just illustrated to you, which is the fact that if you see the market on a 1 minute time frame, it's basically displaying what the market did in that particular minute. If you see it on a 1 hour time frame, it's basically telling you what the market did in a particular set of hour. And if you see the market on a daily, telling you what the market did in a whole day. And remember that every daily candle is going to be one direction. It's either bullish or bearish, or perhaps worst case scenario, a doji. Even a doji sometimes has a direction it shows overall, right? So with that logic, then we're seeing that if you see a weekly candle, then it means that when it's bullish, then you want to tell that overall the market was bullish for that week. And then when it was bearish, it means that overall the market was bearish for that week. But what if per your logic, per your knowledge, per your insight, right, per some key details you know in the market, you can already predetermine that this currency pair I'm about to watch or this currency pair I'm about to trade for this particular week is actually going to be bullish throughout the whole week, or is actually going to be bearish throughout the whole week. How amazing would that be? Well, what that does is that it informs you not to take opposite directional trades, or it kind of pre-informs you not to fall for fake outs in the market, because already your mind has been made up to know that, okay, for this particular currency pair that I'm watching, I want to be more particularly driven to bullish setups or bearish setup according to what the signal is giving you, right? So for that purpose, let's take GBPJPY for instance, right? Now you can see that, guys, I've marked out my currency pairs here, and then you can see that I'm currently on the weekly time frame, right? Now you can see that this candle right here represents what GBPJPY has done this week, right? Now you can see that I have this horizontal ray here, right? Now this horizontal ray here is basically me marking what the market did, or the high it created in some previous week, the most recent high it has created on a weekly, and then comparing it to what the market is going to do when it comes back into that high, which it just did right here, right? So you can see that here the market has come back to that high, right? Prior to this week, what you're going to see, or how the market would have represented itself, is like this, right? So having the knowledge that, okay, already overall we are in a very sweet, strong bullish momentum, right? So you can see GBPJPY is just like creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and printing huge bullish candles on the weekly time frame. And then it printed series of rejection candles on several other weeks, right? And then the last of it was this huge bullish engulfing candle that has been printed on this weekly candle right here, right? So by seeing this already and then realizing that it has come back to another key important region like the one that I've already marked, then you can predetermine that, well, what is GBPJPY going to do in the next week, right? Logically, if you understand candlestick, which I recommend you to watch several of the other videos I've shot to be able to understand it, then you're going to understand straight away without even anything happening in the market that subsequent week this thing is likely to be very bullish, right? So it's going to continue. So you can see that the bullish pressure or the bullish momentum or the bulls are heavily involved in this market. They want to show you their powers, they want to show you how strong they are. So that's how come they literally squashed the whole effort of the bears all through this region right here, right? So you can see that the moment the bears push push the market, the bulls push it back, right back up. Then when the bears push all the way down, the bulls push them right back up like that until we had like this very strong bullish candle here, which was showing dominance, right? So now if you're a trader and then you understand from the weekly perspective that, okay, let's say this is GBPJPY, and then all the signs and signals are showing that it's going to be strong and bullish the next week, right? Now, whatever time frame you trade, right, you want to keep this logic in mind, right? You want to keep this perspective in mind. So let's say, for instance, me, who is so conversant with trading on the 4-hour time frame, all I have to do is like after here, switch to my 4-hour time frame, watch out for what the market is going to do a new week, and I am particularly going to be anticipating bullish setups, right? So bullish setups anywhere from here, expecting the market to make that continuation, right? So you can see here that within that small range that I drew, we can see some chart pattern even coincidentally falling within it, right? You can see here falling to that channel, right? And then we had some sort of a breakout, retest, and then continuation, but that continuation is literally sitting on the previous resistance. So with what I've shown you and then the knowledge that you have garnered from the weekly candle confirmation, they can tell that it's very easy for this market to make a continuation. So rather than starting to think that, okay, this thing is going to be very bearish, which most retail traders or most less informed traders are actually going to start thinking, right? They see GJ, think, oh, it's too oversold, or they're using some RSI indicator, some stochastic telling them, hey, this is oversold, this is overbought region. So, you know, probably thinking oversold or per se, right? So thinking that, oh, this region is too overbought, right? So overbought means that they think that the market has gone too high, far high, so it's supposed to like literally reverse, and then they started to talk about all logical scenarios that's going to make them start looking for a sell position. Nonetheless, with the knowledge that I've just shared with you, which is like taking things from the weekly perspective, you're not going to be hanging in the same bias, right? Because you know that the higher the time frame, the more significant the candles, and then the higher the impact of market volatility in the market. So you're not really going to be so, you know, induced by that small printing of candle that's going to be happening on that resistance region, because you've made up your mind that is going to be what bullish indeed, because you have evidence to back your claim. You have proper evidence, being the candle confirmation to back your claim, right? If you look at this, basically the market literally maintained the same logic, right? Nothing different. What do we see? Continuing that bullish trend that had already been set forth, right? So you can see how you wouldn't have been on the wrong edge of the market, you've been at the right side, and then watch this market go straight into profit, right? So today is Thursday, and then the market has already made 230 pips from the scenario that I just illustrated for you. You can see how powerful this concept is, right? So I'm going to show you a few more examples before I call this a quit, right? So you can see a similar thing did happen in Euro AUD, right? So for Euro AUD, you can see that on the weekly time frame, we had the market come close to the previous week, the most recent high that the week had created, right? So here is the most recent high, and then it came back into that high again. But here, previous week had already closed above it, and then you kind of know how I determine my candle confirmation on the support or resistance level, that any candle that closes above it, it invalidates any position that we're looking for opposite directions, like a sell. So here we're going to be more focused on buy positions, and you can see that that is exactly what this week has done, right? Which is printing this bullish candle right here, and then you can use the formula that I taught you to have found a trade entry, which is like going into the lower time frame, the 4-hour, 5-minute, you know, 1 hour, whatever time frame you prefer, and find a suitable entry for a trade like that. If you look at Euro NZD2, similar thing is what we can observe. So all I'm just showing you is that what you want to do is that you come to the weekly before the market actually start trading, and you want to really do this type of a routine exercise on a weekend. So on a weekend, Sunday, right, particularly on Sunday, you want to really come and check out all what the market did on the previous week and what is likely to happen in next week. So once you have done that, it's going to give you a strong basis to form your bias for the next week. So once you've determined your bias, then you want to be so keen on taking trades in the bias you have established already. So if it's a bullish bias, you want to take bullish trade setups. You don't want to be looking for bearish suddenly in a market that you have thoroughly analyzed, and then it's giving you that bullish signal, right? So you can see that similar thing is what we would have seen in NZDUSD, right? So before the week began, this is how we would have seen NZDUSD being displayed, right? You can see that the weekly candle came back to the previous week here, and then it's showing signs and signal of a possible continuation, being that we had this huge bearish candle hitting that previous support level, right? So here, what do you want to do? You also want to come to the 4-hour time frame and then determine any break of structure, right? Any break of a zone, right? Any liquidity being taken out, and then you want to use the same momentum being displayed on the weekly time frame to determine your bias of looking for a sell trade than thinking, okay, we've come to the support level, we're going to reverse from here, right? So here you can see what happened, right? Consolidation, retest of that zone, and suddenly breaking further down. That's how you can have easily found your trade to ride on this market that basically made about 70 to 80 pips basically, right? Now the same thing is again what we could have observed with USDJPY. So you can see USDJPY to have marked that weekly level right there, and then you can see how bullish the market was, right? So if you find this very interesting and you think that this is just all about it, then you're very wrong, because in the GOAT strategy I teach into details far more than this, right? You realize that this is a YouTube free content, and even with the free content, imagine the knowledge and insane things that I'm sharing. So if a man gives out insane knowledge for free, imagine what he would give out in his paid course, right? So I want to invite you into the GOAT strategy community, right? The VIP group, a special mentorship group that I set up for the growth strategy. And before you can get access to that, you have to obviously purchase the growth strategy. Click in the link in the description to purchase the growth strategy now, guys. So you want to do that now because it's currently running at a promo. The original price for the growth strategy is $300. It actually even started from $1,000, but because of course a lot of people are not financially stable, they want to learn about the market and stuff like that, I reduced the price drastically for $300. Instead of $300 for the past 2 years, and for the first time in 2 years, I have decided to run a massive promo, slash the $300 into 2, currently selling at $150 only. In fact, if you cannot invest $150 to change your life, then you don't deserve to be successful in the market. Trust me, all of the success you see here, we've invested a lot in books, mentorship, not obviously from let's say other traders per se, but mentorship and so many other personal investment that we cannot even share all of that here, right? But another advantage to it is that if you purchase a good strategy, you're not just left alone, unlike you see with most courses where you just purchase a course, you watch the video, and then you're done. You're supposed to just figure out the rest of it for yourself. No, it doesn't happen that way. So in the GOAT strategy, we have a GOAT mentorship group where we're always just chatting among ourselves, right? So if you didn't really know, the real meaning of the GOAT is basically spells out as GOAT, which is the greatest of all time strategy that I took my time to specifically create for retail traders so that we can be able to profit and be on the winning side of the market. You want to come into that group because you have personalization in that group. I talk with you personally, I answer all your questions, and the most insane thing is that every Sunday, each and every Sunday, we also do have community meetup, which is like we organize a Zoom session, and then I break down the chart into details and then re-emphasize everything that any member, whether new or old, may perhaps be missing out on, and then we break it down to their understand, and then I send the recorded session to them in the group as well. If you don't want this, then I don't know what else you want in the market. So you really want to take action now to purchase the GOAT strategy. Apart from that, follow me on all social media at KOJOFOREX. If you haven't done that, follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and click in the link in the description, very important one, to join the KOJOFOREX Telegram community, the #1 and only verified Telegram community in the whole of West Africa, right? Basically in the whole of Africa, if I can presume. And then it's currently approaching the 90,000 subscriber mark. You want to be a part of that 90,000 members that are winning in that group. And then smash the like button if you haven't done that, turn off the post notification, and then subscribe to this channel. We're approaching the 200k subscriber mark. It's been an amazing journey with your support. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. I hope you love this video. Peace.